Welcome back. Susan Frink Anderson here at the Journey In. Today I'm going to do a very important video. Actually, it might be one of my best or most important that I ever do. Because a question or two has been posed to me and I feel that I really need to explain it to you, the viewer, and to anyone who has decided to come into the Journey In. Remember, the journey is your inner spiritual journey. So people say to me all the time, Susan, how come you don't talk about God or Christ or what do you really believe in? I say, I talk about love because I've heard a lot of people talk about God, talk about Christ, talk about church, talk about their beliefs. But a lot of times I've found, unfortunately, sadly even, I've worked in churches, I've been a counselor on staff, I've worked around Christian people, I've even been a pastor myself. And some of the most unloving people were found right in the church. Now they're humans, so I'm not judging them, but I have seen the hurt that they imposed on others because they just did not know what they did not know. And that's what happens when you're not in and aware of your conscious and what's inside your unconscious being. All those human hurts and all those wounds have been developing a human soul that's very wounded and a heart that's broken. That can only be changed through love. So what is real love? Well, love in human form, of course. I have a husband, I have children, I love them very much and they love me, but they're not perfect. We're not perfect in our human form. So we will have conflicts and different things. But the love of God is real. It's very real. How do we know it even exists? When you go in, that's how you know. You get involved in a personal relationship that evolves and shows you and shines light that you're deeply loved. And you know it's transcending human love. You know it's coming outside. It's everywhere. It's in everything. It's an energy. So it's about the heart, but it's very much about the mind. So in the human mind, like stinking thinking thoughts, like I've talked about before in my videos, you can affirm that you're loved. You can affirm you're wonderful. You can affirm lots of things. You can even think those. But if you also are filled with unloving thoughts for others, unforgiving thoughts towards others, you hate your brother, you hate your sister, you hate the family, you hate the dog, you hate the person down the street, you hate this, then you are contaminating yourself. Now, I have people that definitely have chosen not to speak to me right in my own family. I still love them. I didn't do anything. They made that choice. That's up to them. I can still go on and not be filled. I do not want to be filled with their unforgiveness or their hatred towards me. I want to be filled with God's love. How does that happen? It happens when you offload. Remember stuff? I don't know if you can see, but I got my stuff box down here, replaced by a light today. So when the light, now wait till you see this lamp, you just touch it. So that kind of to me resembles God's love. The light comes on dimly at first, very dim, because maybe you've been criticized a lot, or maybe there were people in your family who treated you poorly, didn't love you well. And so you're not used to feeling love, receiving it. You believe about it. But this relationship with love is the relationship you start forming with God. So it transcends religion. It transcends human in their being mean, spiteful, hurtful, whatever humans can do, that we all can do. But when the light gets brighter, it keeps an energy flowing that bypasses a lot of that or kills it completely. And you just become dead to it, like it doesn't matter what people say about you, because you know what's true inside. As the light gets brighter now, dim, medium, bright. Things start turning on inside. This love turns on, it starts warming you. It actually, well, it changes your heart because it kind of forms this whole new creature in you that starts to behave differently. Now, this is where it gets interesting when people ask, well, how come you don't talk about God? I feel my journey, this is for Susan, is to walk, talk, be about God. In other words, move and have my being. So if you follow me around, hopefully you will see me producing fruit from love. Not from hatred, not from mixed bags, like I love the people at my church, or I love the people, but I hate those people down the street or my neighbor. No, Jesus did say, so here's the teachings. I love the teachings of Jesus. Love the Lord, seek the Lord. That means seek the highest power there is. Seek that power of love, because Scripture does say God is love. That's going to be the light. You're letting that light enter you and change your DNA, your human DNA, to a spiritually more divine DNA. So out of that will come actions of love, because you can't not love. You can not like behavior, but the love that comes out is going to be from God, because you're in relationship with that. That's an energy. It's turned on. Now, whether you have that light on or off, it's still there because you're plugged in. This is what happens to humans that, they say they're a Christian, and I'm not going to question their heart. I'm going to say they believe that they are, but they're somewhere in the journey. And if they're dark towards you, or they're behaving darkly, doing dark deeds, whatever, they have turned off the light. God didn't turn off the light. They switched off the power, and they're operating on human power. Like a hybrid car. Sometimes it's running on, the electricity, and all the systems can really run well. Or sometimes it's running on fossil fuel, So that's kind of a good example. We're really hybrids as spiritual beings, and we're meant to run, leaving the light on. And Scripture does say, whoever does not love, now this is scriptural influence, if you want to know why I don't talk about God so much, because I want to reflect the light. Whoever does not love does not know God. That means is not in a loving relationship with God. They know about God, they've heard about Him, but their life is not reflecting joy. They're not living a life of joy. They're living partly in, partly out of joy, not fulfilled. So this book, John Randolph Price, he says it well in this part. He said, love is what created the universe. Love is what the universe was created out of. Therefore, love is mind and the thoughts of the mind. When they are pure, love is present and in all creation. So God said the Word was love, and the power of the Word is love. All manifestations that you see, you can tell by their love. They'll be known by love. That's why I talk about love, because all is love. Love is light. Love is energy. Love is substance. Love is the creative power behind all manifestation. That means money, any kind of joy in life. It's bred by love. It comes from love. So we live and move and have our being in the energy of love. When we begin to see that we are actually a light and can shine transparently, not hiding, not masking like I've talked before, then you do come into joy. Got my joy hat here. Hopefully you can see this. This is cute, my granddaughter's. And you become that butterfly. You begin to be transformed. So you're soaring in love. You're operating in love. And even when, you have a bad day or something sad happens, you leave the light on. You don't turn it off. You leave it light on. And like last time, This box, you'll remember, said think outside the box. Okay, so it's a box, and yes, there's stuff inside, but the idea is to think outside the box. The box, or the stuff in a box, represents our human stuff. The idea is you need to get outside where love is everywhere. So love is inside you, but it's outside, it's in the light. You leave it turned on, and your mind will be able to have new thoughts that are formed from love. That's what it means to be spiritual. The spirit in you is connecting to the spirit in everything, which is loving and present. So I also said last time, be present. Be present with love. So in all things, when you're doing all things, love is energy. Love is spirit. Love is in you. Love is in other people. So look for the love. When I talk about love, I am talking about God. It's a universal energy that is everywhere in all things. And when you find it in yourself and you connect with the divine power of the spiritual love from God, you're connecting to source of love. Then you have plenty. You feel abundant. You're ready to give and receive. That's the journey in, where we make more space for love. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.